Well, I'm up here where I'm going to try to make a table runner. It's going to look like that. Well, it's going to be those squares. So I've got my pattern here, and I've got this brought this bag of stuff. Let me show you what I brought with me. Some of my stuff's already up here, but I brought that. And I hadn't showed you this yet. This has nothing to do hardly with what I'm going to do. But my sister got me something. I'm going to show you what my sister got me. I haven't even brought it up here yet to use it. See if I can get it out of here. My little sister Denise. Oh, I'm having a hard time with plastic. She got me something to set my featherweight on when I'm sewing. Look at that. So that come from my sister. My featherweight, you can't see it, but my featherweight's over there. So I'm going to move that in a minute. What else is in here? Got my jelly rolls that I'm going to use. I'm not sure which one I want to use first. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. And what else is in here? Oh, I'm reading this book to you, but I've only got to chapter 3. So, I'm seeing stuff flying around. Did you see that? I do. What is that? Wonder what that was. Did you see it? Just flying, stuff flying up through the air. But when I come back to record this story for you, I'm on chapter 3. Chapter 1 and 2 I've done, but I hadn't posted it yet. So that's something that I do when I'm up here talking to you. Alright, let's see. Got my cutting board. Let me move this computer just a little bit. I'm going to move that. Boy, that light's bright. Maybe I'll put you over there. Think that'd be better? Let me move you again. Oh, I'm still awful bright. Here I am. And this is just an average size cutting board. It's not as big as it looks. It's 36 by 24, 3 by 2. But the first thing we're going to do is cut some of this background off of this bolt. Not a whole lot left on here. Look how much is left on here. 1. There's just a little over 2 yards, but I think it'll do what we want to do. Think it'll go with them? We'll see. Get this over here. We'll get this. Now, scooch you back so we can cut and sew just a little bit. From my background, I've got to cut some 2 1/2s. Get that lined up. It's pretty straight, but I'm going to trim the first one off. Now, we'll walk on the other side here. Not sure how many of them I'm going to need. I've been teaching my sister to sew, and she's always afraid to cut things, afraid she'll mess it up. Then she's afraid to sew them, afraid to cut them, afraid to sew them. But we made her a nice quilt. Well, when we ran out of fabric, we needed just a little bit more to put the last border on the bottom of it. And I've got to go back to the fabric store and buy about 8 inches of fabric to finish it. And then we're going to put it on my long arm and quilt it for her. It was one of those steps to the altar. I made 2 of them. She wanted to make one. I think she wants to make another one. Well, no, I was going to say I'd go back to the other side, but I probably can't make it work. I have to be facing the right direction when I cut this, or I can't make it work. Move that out of the way. Now, I'm not going to cut a bunch of them, just a few of them. The next one we want 6.5. Put it back on my edge so I can measure. There's one of them. Let's cut another one of those. Now I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. Awful lot of wrinkles in the end of that bolt. May have to press those before I cut those. Refer back to my directions. I know y'all have to do that too. And I needed a 12 3/4 inch. I didn't get that one. I'll have to go back and cut another one, but maybe that's to finish it off. I'll go back in front of you again. Because I've got to get rid of them pieces. No. Silly me. I've got to be on the right side or I can't make it work. I've got to be here. It doesn't work for me. And cutting is a pretty important step. Now, I've got those. Wonder what they want us to do with them next. And what do we do with these 2.5s? Go back around here again. Find me a different ruler. We're going to cut them into 2.5 inch squares. turn it back around. And it has some wrinkles in it, so it's all tipped up on me there on the edge. Fix that. Didn't want to turn my iron on yet till I got a few of these cut. Lay them over there. Now the pattern makes the whole quilt, but like I told you, I'm going to do a table runner. Go ahead and cut all of it. It slipped on me. Makes me jump. Looking at my hair, I see some red in it. Is that the glare on the window? Looks like there's orangey gold in my hair. I guess it's the reflection from my window. Now, that's those pieces and those pieces. Let's see what we're going to do next. Alrighty. I think I want to pick 2 of these. Let me go back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. How about a pretty red one? That looks like Christmas candy on it. How about the gray one? We want one more. Can't decide which one because we wanted to. I know, this one right here, we're going to take that one. So those are going to be our 3 blocks, our 3 colors in our block. We'll make this one the center, which is Christmas trees. Get everything where I can work with it. That's going to be one in our center, so I'm going to move that one back out of the way. And this has Christmas trucks on it. I think I'm going to make that the long ones there. So what size do they want them? Two and a half by 6.5. That one won't be 6.5. That ruler's just right. Now I'm going to save that piece. Let's cut these. And how many of these do we need for the square? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I've got to get my sewing machine out in just a minute. I'm going to move that. Let's find something to lay that on. Let's try it right here. See how our blocks are going to go together. My fabric's wrinkled. Let's see. Let me see how these are going to go. I get it. Are you seeing it yet? And 4 of these, 1 in each corner. Just like that. Let's have those little cars. Make sure they're turned that way. That, it looks like a mess right now, but that's the way I'm going to sew one of the blocks together. And the machine's right there. I'm going to have to move it over here. And let's see. And these will be put in there when we go to putting our blocks together. All right. I got one of them cut and I'm ready to sew it. I'll be back later and see what it looks like.